difficult at times for me to do. So whether it's start with your hairstylist first and see, go up to her and say, hey, listen, can I put a warmer in your shop with some catalogs? And if you have people that show interest, then maybe you could have a basket party for me. So maybe starting out with people that you know, and then once you do that a couple times, going to nail salons and going to things like that where you don't know anyone, it gets easier. And you almost have to psych yourself up a little bit for it. Maybe listen to a crazy song, get you all psyched up, whatever works. But it gets easier the more you do it. And if you want to be successful, you're going to have to step outside your comfort zone. You're going to have to do these kind of things. And it's the people that step outside their comfort zone that are successful.
Absolutely. So and, Jacqueline, we're getting lots of calls about, and it sounded like you just gave them that warmer in exchange for letting you put the catalogs in there. Okay.
When I first started out, I'm all about not spending a lot of money, making money and reinvesting it. So if you're new to Scentsy, maybe it's, hey, I'm going to let you borrow my warmer for, a month, for a week. And see if you like it in here. See if it makes your shop a little bit, smell better, bring in more clients. But I'm kind of doing a trial period right now, and I'm asking a couple different shops to try this out. And I picked your shop because I really like coming in here. So you can do a trial period. I did actually give them a warmer, and I said as long as they let me put catalogs out there, then I will give them this warmer.
And the numerous, it is, it's huge. And, a lot of people are asking me right now, did you let them choose the fragrance, or did you just give that, or maybe did you take all the fragrances, or did you say, here's a couple to choose from, or how did that work for you?
Well, this last time what I did, cinnamons are great for nail salons and vets offices. Because it kind of masks that dog smell or that nail smell. So what I always do is say, I'm going to give you this free bar, and it's usually like Autumn Sunset or Cinnamon Bear. And then I give them a choice of another bar, and I usually have 3 or 4 they can sniff.
Wonderful.
But yeah.
Wonderful. Okay, awesome.
Yes.
So I didn't mean to get you bogged down. We were just having tons of people who have tons of questions, so
that's good.
They love what you're saying. Yes, it's very good.
And one thing that I really harp on, I'm a talker, and I'm sure you've already noticed that. But one thing I've had to learn with Scentsy is I need to listen to people. Everyone wants the opportunity to make extra money. So listen for key sentences to offer them the opportunity of Scentsy. For example, every party I have, I try to go around and learn one thing about each person. And I'll write that one thing on their order form. And I really think that if you invest a little bit of time in people, they'll open up to you, and you'll find an opportunity that you can offer them Scentsy. And I'll give you an example. My last party, this lady had a little baby with her. I went up to her and I said, your baby is so cute. How old is he? And she told me, and I said, so are you a stay-at-home mom? And she goes, well, I probably will be for the first year, and then I'll have to go back to work. And I said, if you want to continue being a stay-at-home mom, I think I can help you. I've got this, this is a great business opportunity, and I've only known you for about 10 minutes, but I think that you'd be really good at it. You don't seem like a very pushy person. You seem pretty laid back, and I could help you be a stay-at-home mom. I can show you how to do it. I can't do it for you, but I can show you. And she said, oh, man, I might want to do that. So you kind of got to plant the seed. But if you get to know at least one thing of each person at your party, and I'll give you another example that's pretty powerful. I had a girl that I met, and she was wanting to order a warmer, but she said, my money's a little bit tight. I think I'm going to go with the plug-in. And I said, you know what? I think I can help you make some money. Have you ever thought about working for a direct sales company, a company that you can work your own hours and be your own boss and work as hard as you want? And you can do it in your PJs. And she said, well, no, not really. Tell me a little bit more. And I said, well, you're at the Scentsy party, and obviously you can see how well, everything sells itself. I don't do a darn thing. Everything that you see here, everyone's buying, I don't convince people. I just put the product out there. And I really think you could do the same, and maybe it could help you so your bills, so you're not living so tight. So that's what I mean by listening to people. If you invest 5 minutes into each person at your party to really get to know them, they might just say something that gives you an opportunity to offer them the opportunity of Scentsy. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I love communication. My degree is in communication, actually, and listening is so hard for so many people, including myself. And, one of the things that you're saying is listening to your potential recruits, listening to your potential customers, which is so ideal. And I want to take it even a step further, and I'm sure you'll agree, to do that when you have the recruits, when you have built the teams, making sure you're listening, because when we listen to people and people really fully grasp that we understand and we're listening, they feel so important and so special and so valued. And when you when you authentically value and show your appreciation and admiration for people, that's when you build the connections. That's when you build the trust. So they trust you when you're saying, hey, I can help you become continue on as a stay-at-home mom if that's what you want to do. And they trust you because you've listened to them. And I love what you say about listen for those key sentences. Like my husband just lost his job, or I'm going to have to go back to work in 6 weeks. I don't want to. And so I love what you're saying about that. It's brilliant. Love it, love it.
And
so does everybody else. We've got tons of questions coming in. So I will let you get back to you what? A lot of them love the idea of the warmers inside the vets, the doctor's offices, things like that. And so one of the things that they're asking is, how do you really get them in there and bypass the whole allergy thing? Is that a concern for you? Or I kind of say, just roll with it and go with it.
Yeah.
How do you get beyond that?
Well, and I've never had anyone contest the allergy thing. And since our warmers don't put off any soot, that helps decrease allergies. And I think a lot of people that are allergic to candles is because it's the soot they put off. And with Scentsy, you don't have any soot.
Have you found that that might be an excuse, too, if people are maybe approached to be buying it? Because I love what you offered of, I love this, I will give this to you for free just by letting me keep my business cards here or my catalogs here. And I think that resolves a lot of resistance right up front. Have you found that?
Yes, and I actually, my sister just actually placed one in the vet yesterday, and I said, hey, okay, I'm coaching her before she does it. And I said, okay, make sure you go in there and let them know you're not selling them anything. Go in there and say, listen, you guys always take such good care of my dogs every time I come in. I want to do something for you. I want to give you a warmer that has cute little paws on it, says I love my pets.
Oh, yeah.
Put this in your office, and I want to give you a couple cents to make your office smell really good. And if you don't mind, I'm going to set a couple catalogs over here in case your customers are interested, in the warmer after I set it up here. So as long as you make them feel like you're not selling them anything, don't go up to them and say, hey, have you heard of Scentsy? I'm a consultant. Because then automatically they're going to think you're trying to sell me something.
Yep.
Approach them on a friend basis and say, I've got lots of friends that come into this nail salon and compliment you guys and say that you guys always treat them very well. I want to do something for you. And that's when you approach them about the warmer.
And we have several questions about, do you make an appointment? Do you just go in? Who do you talk to? And also, do you replenish the bars? I'm hoping they call you and they love it so much they buy the bars from you. But how do you handle that?
First of all, I try to make every excuse to go to any kind of nail salon. And what I do is try to get some kind of treatment, either my eyebrows waxed or just a coat on my fingernails, coat of polish. And then after you get that treatment, while I'm talking to them, I'll usually ask, well, who owns this shop? This is a pretty shop. Your service is really great. Can I talk to whoever owns this? And that's usually how I approach it, by complimenting. And, with the next slide, too, it talks all about complimenting people. And I think that when you go into vets' offices or when you go into a nail salon, start out by complimenting something that they do good, whether it's customer service, whether their shop is pretty, whatever that might be. But I usually ask for whoever owns the shop so I can tell them how pretty it is or whatnot. And then I usually just kind of fly by the seat of my pants, and I tell them, listen, I want to do something for you guys. I want to give you something free, and I will give you a couple free bars. And if you really like this, my information's on the back. You can order more. But as long as you keep my catalogs up here, I will give you a free bar every month.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it's a $5 investment. But you can see in the last 3 weeks, I've gotten a recruit, a party, and $180 in orders. So I've already pretty much paid back what I've done for them and way more.
Wow. That's wonderful. Well, and I want to point out something, and it goes back to shifting our mindset from bothering to blessing. I just love that, Jacqueline. But one of the things that I really admire about you is, and everybody can hear it on the call, your authenticity. Some people, I can't say that. Well, there's a difference between not being authentic and being authentic. You're genuinely interested in the beauty of the salon. You're genuinely interested in giving somebody, as reciprocating their great services. You're giving something to them, and you can hear that in your voice, and in your spirit. And so I just really applaud that and appreciate that in you.
Well, thank you. And I've told a lot of people this. I feel so blessed right now that it's not about the money. Scentsy fully supports my family. My husband and I, we do not have to do nursing at all. Scentsy fully supports our family and more. But it's not about the money. Right now, I'm a woman of faith too, I can say that. But I feel like the more people that I can bless, that's what makes me want to keep going with this company. It's not the money. The money doesn't drive me. It's the helping other people out. And I really think that everyone want something extra in their life. And I think that Scentsy can be that for a lot of people. And I think that if I can be a part of that and show them that, and if one of the strongest calls I got was from one of my consultants, and she called me and said, listen, thank you so much for calling me and telling me that I would be good at Scentsy. This is a girl that I called out of the blue, and I said, listen, I think that you would be good at Scentsy because you are very outgoing, and you've got a lot of friends. And she signed up. She trusted me. She jumped on the bandwagon, came to the dark side. And when she signed up, I mentored her. I did her first party. And when she called me and said, listen, Jacqueline, I got divorced. And the last 5 years of my life, I would go to work. I would come home. And I would read my book and go to bed. Now with Scentsy, I feel like I have a life. I feel like I've got all these friends now. And I feel like I've got something to look forward to every day. And it's those kind of phone calls that want me, I want to save the world with Scentsy. If it can do that for her and it can change my life, then I feel like I'm hindering people if I don't offer them the business side of Scentsy. I do. I feel like I'm holding them back. And I don't want my friend to say 5 years from now, why didn't you ever tell me I would be good at this? Why didn't you ever get me in this great company? So
I know that one of the things that happens too is you get to offer. It's your job. It's your privilege. It's your blessing to offer that opportunity to a lot of other people. And a lot of consultants, in the industry wide, just feel that they take that rejection personally. And I think, maybe you could speak to that about how we have to change our mindset that it's not personal. It might not be the right time, or we might not have listened well enough to be able to share with them the benefits that they need from their Scentsy business and how that can, be implemented into their life. So can you talk to that about the, I don't like to call them rejections, but when, when people are, yeah.